Hey, how you guys doing out there today? This is Stefan Jimenez from the RotoBeast team, and I'm here to present you our NBA picks for Friday, December 22nd. If you're new to the channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all of our NFL and NBA videos. And please make sure and click the like button on this video as it really helps us out. We got a nice little 9-game slate. There's a lot of really good spots that we can attack. Before we jump into it, I just kind of want to recap last night real quick. Last night was a monster night for the money team. We cashed all entries, both sites, Fanduel and DraftKings. I ran a train on a $3 late swap tournament that only filled up halfway, and I absolutely raked in that tournament. I got second place, fifth place, eighth place, 10th place. Make a long story short, you get the point. I made about 4,000 last night in profits. Last night was awesome. I'm looking to do it again tonight. I've been really getting hot. I've won 5 of the past 6 nights. Things are really starting to pick back up again for me. So, hey, let's jump into it. I'm gonna start with some of the games I'm really gonna be targeting. First and foremost, I'm gonna talk about the Pelicans going in Orlando to face the Magics. This game has a 219.5 implied total. New Orleans is favored by 6. Then we got the Clippers. I'm going into Houston to face the Rockets. This game has a 221 implied total. Houston's favored by 12. Then you got the Lakers going into Golden State to face the Warriors. This game has a 216 implied total. Golden State is favored by 11. Then I'm liking Washington going in to face the Nets. This game has a 212.5 implied total. Washington favored by 5.5. Then I like the Hornets going into Milwaukee to face the Bucks. This game has a 211.5 total. Milwaukee's favored by 5. And then 2 other games I'm going to be looking at is going to be the Hawks at OKC and Denver at Portland. Like I said, there is a bunch of juicy spots on this slate. So let's just jump into it and we'll talk about, our picks. We'll go position by position real quick. I'm going to kind of go through this quickly and not spend so much time as I usually do. I want this video to be shorter, and I got to go to basketball practice right now. But we got Westbrook. Fair price tag, 11.5. Westbrook's doing Westbrook things again. For him to hit value, you need about 57. He's averaging 52 on the season. I do like him in this spot. I mean, as long as he's under 12K, I think he's always going to be in play. He's doing what he does in the past 4 games. He's got you at least 58 in 3 of the past 4. Their team is really struggling right now. He notices it, so he's trying to pick up his team, and he's trying to do everything he possibly can to get them wins. Then we got John Wall going into Brooklyn to face the Nets. John Wall's minutes are starting to get back up into the 30s. I mean, that's a positive sign. That's what we're looking for. His price tag is a little bit up for him not playing, mid to high 30s. But, I mean, we regularly see John Wall under 10,000, so I would say he still is a little bit underpriced. For him to hit value, you need about 47. I definitely think he can get there in the up-tempo game against the Nets. Then we got Bledsoe going against Charlotte. He's going to be battling with Kemba Walker. I mean, his minutes have been there for the most part. Bledsoe's a really good player, and his price just hasn't moved. For him to hit value, you need 36. He's averaging 33 fantasy points a game on the season. I think this game is going to be really close and really competitive. So I like Eric Bledsoe a lot for the Bucks. And then we got Kemba Walker. He's the exact same price. He's on the opposite side of the ball. I think you can actually play both these guys and feel pretty safe. But I would say that Kemba is a little bit more of a GPP play. He does play better at home. And Bledsoe is a decent defender. But Kemba, he's a fair price for him to value. Like I said, with Bledsoe, you need 36. He's averaging 36 on the season. His minutes have been down a little bit on the past 2 games. I'm not sure exactly why. But, usually he's steadily in the mid-30s. And, that's something that we got to like. We got to like consistency. The one guy I'll quickly talk about on the lower end is going to be Napier. We know that Lillard's going to be out already tonight, 3,700. If he's going to start, he's probably going to be the chalk play. He's going to be a really good value play, though. Napier's a baller. I like him a lot. Going against Denver in the up-tempo matchup. Like I said, if he's going to start and play 30 minutes or even close to 30 minutes, just lock him in your cash games and move on. I think he's a really good value play today. I'm going to plug him into point guard on our core. Go to shooting guard, we got James Harden. James Harden, anytime he's on the slate, I always say it, he's the top shooting guard. He's the top shooting guard in the league. His price is up. For him to have value, he needs 60. But with no Chris Paul's probably going to be out today. That means that Harden's going to have the ball in his hands even more. So I really, really like Harden in this spot against the Clippers. I don't feel like the Clippers really have anybody that could guard James Harden. So definitely, I like Harden a lot today. And we got Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is Bradley Beal. He's been very consistent. He's got you 40 in 3 of the past 4 games. Even with John Wall back, he hasn't really got hurt. By fantasy projection wise, he's been filling up the stat sheet, scoring the ball well. He's shooting very good. I really like Beal going against the Nets. I think this is a great spot for him. We got Drew Holiday against Orlando in the up-tempo game. Drew Holiday's playing massive minutes. You got to really love the minutes, and he's playing very well. He doesn't necessarily need to score a lot to get you the fantasy points. He's getting it, other ways. He's getting rebounds, getting assists, playing some good defense. He's averaging 34 fantasy points a game this season. For him to hit value on this price tag, you need about 37. I could definitely see him getting there. He's been getting there regularly, even with 50, 60-point games as well. 50 right here. So he's playing very well. I really like him. I think he's still underpriced. So I definitely think you should consider Holiday today. Then I'm going to talk about McCollum, especially with no Damian Lillard. He's going to have to play more of a ball handling role. They're going to need to depend on him a little bit more. He's going to probably get a couple extra assists. If he's going to be playing a lot of minutes and running the team, I like him. I like him a lot, especially against Denver. I feel like for him to hit value, you need about 35, and I feel like with Lillard out, this guy has a chance to have a massive game. They're going to rely on him a lot. So definitely look at McCollum. The last guy I'm gonna talk about, shoe guard. Batum, 6,000. He's just too cheap, to be honest with you. This is a guy who fills up the stat sheet regularly. Put up 30s in the 30s last year, and even this year, he's starting to get back to putting up high 20s to 30s. He didn't only play 25 minutes last game, scored 0 points. He had a bad game, but before that, he's been really starting to pick things up. 30 isn't nothing for him, especially if he's going to play mid 30 minutes. So I really like Batum a lot. I'm going against the Bucks. And we got small forward Antetokounmpo. The guy's coming off a massive game against Cleveland, scored 59 fantasy points, almost had a triple-double. He needs 60 for him to hit value. Against the Hornets, this game is supposed to be projected to be pretty close, so pretty fast-paced. So Antetokounmpo is a great play on the slate. Then we got Durant. He's been chalk city. He's probably going to be chalk city once again tonight. 11.5. It's a very fair price tag. For him to hit value, you need 50. About 57. He only got you 37 last game. That was pretty much the worst game that he's had in this recent stretch of with all the guys out. Before that, he's 50, 60, 70. I like him to get back on track tonight against the Lakers. I think he's a really good play. We got Paul George, more of a GPP play. For him to hit value, you need about 42. I definitely think that he can get there. He's started picking back up a little bit. If this team is going to be good, they're going to need Paul George to be good, along with Carmelo Anthony. Westbrook's already doing his thing. So I think Paul George is a solid GPP play. Then we're going to go, this is if Otto Porter, it's a game time decision. But if you hear the Otto Porter is out, then I really like Oubre. He's playing very well against Brooklyn. He's the minutes have been up. He's playing 29 minutes, 30 minutes a game. He hasn't absolutely had the best fantasy games, but at his price tag 4.4, all you need is about 22 for him to hit value. He's got you 23 and 4 of the past 5. So, he definitely could get you value if he's going to start. I really like him. One more guy I'm going to mention on the cheaper end. This guy right here, he's a sleeper, 4,000. Denver, they really like him. They started him last game at small forward. His minutes have been up the past 2, 29 and 37. And, he's done his thing. Even in this game where he only played 18 minutes, he got you 21, 23, 17. So he does a little bit of everything. And that's what you really like in fantasy players. 20 for value if he starts. I think this guy's a great play as well, going against Portland in the up-tempo game. Now we'll go to power forward, Anthony Davis. He gave us a scare last game. He left for a minute, to something with his hand or something, but he ended up coming back. He got 37 actual points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal for 50 fantasy points. For him to hit value, you need about 57. I definitely think he can get there. That's for sure. The thing about it is, though, is just, him and Cousins, I feel they limit each other's upside when both of them are playing, and that kind of what scares me. But they have a really high implied total against the Magic, and the Magic, they don't have no big guys that could guard Davis. Gordon's probably going to be out. They're probably going to play try to play smaller. It's going to be tough against these two big guys. So Davis is a top power forward on the slate. Then you got Draymond. He's going to come back today. His price is up a little bit. But for him to hit value, you need about 43. And I definitely think he can get 43 against the Lakers. The only thing you got to be careful for is if his minutes are going to be limited or what's going on with the minutes. But if they say he's going to play his regular minutes of 32 to 34 minutes, then I definitely like Draymond against the Lakers. I love target. Lakers are my team, but I love targeting against them because they play at such a high pace, such a fast pace. Then you got Kuzma. He started last game with Brook Lopez on the shelf. It shows you right. The guy, he had a monster game. He scored 38 real life points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block out of 55 fantasy points. This was a monster game. He showed us that he could do this numerous times already this year. If he's going to get back to playing, 39 minutes a game like he just did against the Warriors the game before last, he had 25, 6, and 3 for 37. This is still very respectable. For him to hit value, you need about 33. If he's going to start again today, I really, really like Kuzma in this matchup. Then we're going to go down a little bit. We're going to kind of get you some value down here. We got Jordan Mickey, the young guy. He's playing solid minutes, playing mid 20 minutes with Whiteside out and with with James Johnson out. He's not doing nothing special, but he has shown us some upside. At a 4.2 price tag, you need 21 for him to hit value. I definitely think he could get you 21 today. I like him a lot. On the cheaper end, there's some value, but there's not a lot of value opening up, so I'm just kind of finding some. So Mickey's a good play. And one more guy that I like is going to be Ryan Anderson. He plays a little bit of backup center when Capella's out. Capella's questionable today, so if Capella's out, I definitely think he's going to pick up a couple extra minutes. He had a bad shooting game against the Lakers, but we've seen Ryan Anderson. He can, once he sees 1-3 go in the bucket, he can put up threes in bunches and make them. And without Chris Paul as well, they're going to need some extra scoring. So I definitely like Ryan Anderson on the cheaper end. 21 for him to value. I definitely think he can get you there, get you very close against the Clippers. Now we'll go to center, DeMarcus Cousins against Vooch. I love attacking Vucevic. He's a solid offensive player, but he's not a very good defensive player. One thing that scares me about Cousins is his price tag, $11,000. You need 55 for him to hit value. He hasn't got you 55 since 6 games ago against his old team. But he has the upside. He can get you 80 points. That's the upside that he has. He's the best center in the league, so I definitely got to mention him. Then you got Vooch on the other side. He's going to be banging with Cousins. I don't really love the matchup the best. But, Vooch is good. He's been on fire. He just went against Drummond a couple matchups ago, and he got 58 on Drummond. I think Drummond's a better defender than Cousins. So that kind of makes me feel a little bit better. He's playing very well. I'm definitely looking at Vucevic. I think he is more of a GPP tournament option. Then we got Drummond. Drummond, he's had a couple down games, but he showed us the upside numerous times this year. For him to have value, you need 45. He's averaging 42 fantasy points a game. I definitely like Drummond here. I think Drummond's a solid play against the Knicks. He's going to be banging with Cantor. Cantor's a good offensive player. He's not a very good defensive player. So I really like Drummond. I think Drummond's going to be a solid play today, and I think you can get him low owned. Then we got Jokic. His price is starting to creep back up a little bit. His minutes are starting to creep back up. Last game he played 36 minutes against Minnesota. If he's going to play mid-30s at an 8.3 price tag, he's a great play. For him to hit value, you need about 43. And like I said, if the minutes are going to be there, I really like him. 8.3 price tag. Take advantage while it's down, and we'll go back up as soon as he starts playing well again. And then we'll go to cheap end real quick. If Capella is out, you got Nene. He started for them last game. I mean, they're going to need a big body to go against DeAndre Jordan. So I definitely could see him getting some minutes here. He played 25 minutes against the Lakers. It wasn't special. Nothing was special about this. He only got 4 points, 6 rebounds, assists, and a steal for 15 fantasy points. But, I mean, if he's going to play 25 minutes, I mean, he has the ability to get you 30 fantasy points if he scores a little bit more. So if he's going to start and play 25, I think he's a really good value play. I like him a lot. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at for my picks. Let me fill out the rest of mine. So shooting guard, hard to know Chris Paul. You got to really, really like him. You know, small forward. It was a little bit of, there's a lot of spots that I really like. I've been going back and forth. I'm probably gonna take advantage of Durant going. His price dropping a little bit. There's some value on the slate that I'm already looking at that I like. Then power forward. We're gonna have to go with some. We're gonna have to get a little value in there as well. So let me look. We're gonna go with. I'm probably gonna go with Mickey right here. And at center, I'm going to say Capella is going to sit. And if Capella sits, we're going to go with my guy I just talked about. Boom. So that's just kind of, I mean, that's some really good value plays. You're getting the two top best players on the board. 6,200. I mean, you have a lot of wiggle room right here that you can kind of balance the rest of this out. Put 6,000 players, use these couple value plays, and I think that you have a chance at a great night tonight. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm sorry I got this out in the morning instead of the night before. But hey, I killed last night. I'm looking to kill it again tonight. So let's get this money and have a great one. Talk to you later.